There's Monroe. Oh, that's another one. Surely a free kick. No. Not this time, the referee said. Butcher. That's McStay to Mortimer Clark. McLeod to White. No real chance for Butcher, that one straight to him. Plays down the middle, but Wood should be there. I've thought once or twice this season, Jim, that Woods had looked a little shaky for cross balls, but he seems to be playing very calmly today.
I think earlier in the season, both he and Terry Butcher found it difficult because the game in Scotland is definitely a lot faster and players don't get near enough time on the ball that they do down in England, in particular for Terry Butcher. But I think that Chris Woods definitely took time to settle as well.
Warning there by Alan McCoy as to who the boss is. The determined face of David Syme, you saw. Roy Aiken to take this. Nicol watching it, it is down, and a very good header down by McInally. And this is where Rangers will certainly miss David McPherson. Rangers wanting to build it from the back. Here's Fraser and Butcher. Hoist. Beautiful play by White. McStay beginning to spray the passes about. Grant. And straight to Woods. Durant. Cooper. McMinn. Yes, McMinn, and it wasn't far away. First real positive contribution in the game. And with that little jink that you'll see here, so characteristic of him now, and then letting fly.
Both managers should be complimented on their tactics here today, because there is not one player out there been sent out to stop the other player from playing. Both 11 players, the 10 outfield players in each team are out there to play their own game.
And that's always heartening to see. That is a free kick, yes. Roy Aiken with it. Nicol just getting his head there. Fraser had all the time in the world, a very accurate pass. Durant, good play. Well, McCoy's was running through the middle and offside, and for some odd reason, McMinn refused to part with the ball. That was McInally coming in from the back, looking dangerous. McMinn. Free kick. As Mortimer McLeod had that ball in his possession all the way. Little bit of tongue wagging going on down there, and it's a lot of bickering going on. Nicol. And the free kick. Yes, McInally late in on the tackle. Jimmy Nicol can hardly believe it. Alan McInally. I think the referee's got to have a word. I think he's having a word with Jimmy Nicol. They might have been saying something uncomplimentary. That it was hard enough. Now, if the referee, if David Simon's got to do what he intended to do and what he was talking about, he's really got to stamp his authority on this match. Free kick to Rangers. Looked like a push at the back, and Davy Cooper tries to go in, and it's flicked back by young Derek White. He's playing a very cool role there for Celtic in the middle for such a young man. Durant going hard at it in midfield, both sides. Two young players there together, Durant and the Celtic player Shepherd. I was just about to say we haven't seen much of Maurice Johnson so far, but that is his copyright, isn't it? He goes through a game, and the only time you see him is when he puts the ball in the net sometimes. The greatest snatcher of goals in the business, no question about that. And it's a free kick to Celtic. Paul McStay, I think, will take this. Cluster of players in that penalty area. McStay culling it way over and brought down there by Fraser. Ferguson, good play by Ferguson. Playing right in the middle of the park, trying to emulate the style of his manager. There's Ferguson. Durant. And McMinn didn't take off after that. I thought it was a perfectly reasonable pass by Ian Durant. Just kept in. Cooper. Using that left foot of his beautifully again. Now McMinn. Beautiful play by Cooper again, trying to go around the outside and tackled superbly by Peter Grant. Jim was suggesting there's a lot of individual skill out there in the park today. There's another little reverse pass. Oh, good interception by White, having an outstanding game for Celtic. McInally. White, of course, Jim was a central defender when he came to Celtic, as I understand.
That's definitely his best position. He was signed and played most of his early part of his career as a centre-half, and I think that's where Celtic always intended playing him.
Now Durant. Ferguson. Here's McMinn. Now Ferguson. McMinn on the run. It's away wide and too wide for Durant, yes. Ian Durant, the scorer of the only goal on the last occasion the two met at Ibrox. Barry Bonner indicating somebody to get into space. Yes, I think Jimmy Nicholl was pushing into McGee. Nicholl, of course, an internationalist as well. And with Northern Ireland, he's been under some intense pressure around the world and played very, very well. There he is. Very good defender. The clear ball has gone over. Brian McClare is, some people think he's just as effective coming from deep positions, long runs of his. There's Fraser. Oh, that was a mistake. McInally going in. Looked like a hand was used, but the referee waves play on. And slight hesitancy in that Rangers defence, causing a flutter amongst the ranks and the terracings. Cooper just came off him. Grant. Durant, fine tackle. Ferguson. Excellent play, switching it entirely. Cooper's in the inside. Here's Cooper. And they're bumping into one another. Slight appeal by Davy there for a penalty, but Mr. Syme having none of it. Waving play on the referee. McInally. Nice run by McInally. Butcher's there. What an excellent game this is turning out to be. Sliding off Terry Butcher's foot. I like the fluctuation in the play now, Jim.
Well, as I said earlier, both managers, there's not one bit of fear in either team, and they're going out there to win the game. It's when you get one team going out to not lose the match that it definitely takes away from the spectacle.
And whatever the outcome, coming from a manager who's won a lot in the game himself and renowned as a tactician, at the end of the day, I think both managers will certainly earn the praise of many people for the way they've approached it. Oh, Durant looking a bit undignified. And stay. Handled, yes, free kick. Offside. And I think, in fact, the free kick will be retaken. I think he stole about 10 yards in that ball. Ball will have to be taken back. Roy Aiken to take it. Well, Woods committed himself for the punch. Not all that effective. Fraser sending forward some lovely passes. Here's McCoist. Here's Durant. Brilliant move. It really was an intelligent move, that, Jim.
It's a great early ball from Alan McCoist and a good run by Ian Durant, but a very poor finish.
Well, there it is. That early ball that you're talking about, coming up here, lovely touch inside, and Durant deciding to let blast. Very, very like the Sandown shot again. But look at that pass by Fraser. Been doing a lot of that, accurate passing. Nice touch inside, and he chipped it. That's an excellent ball. Durant had to cut back though. Fraser a little bit slow that time. McGee. Monroe, Harden, Aiken. Wanting to storm forward again, I think. Changed his mind slightly. Next day. Grant, brilliant tackle. Cooper. Here's Durant. Way that far side is Ali McCoist. Cooper going to the outside. Here's McCoist. Calls it round and one of a cloud. And the Celtic goalkeeper taking it easily. Not enough Rangers players in that penalty area for that ball. And White, in that last tackle, he received a knock. He just went off for a minor adjustment and back on now. Cooper. Monroe. Talking about attacking mood, certainly the Rangers left back has indicated that. There's a shot. Ferguson coming up. Nevertheless, Jim, a lot of constructive play in the field at the moment. And at this stage, with about almost gone half an hour, the score nothing each. Is there anybody you think has the edge particularly?
I think Celtic definitely started the better of the two sides, but I think the change in Rangers' tactics have most certainly helped, and at the moment it's very even. I think the first goal will be very important, but I still believe that either team can come back from that because they both believe that they are the best team.
Shepherd. Good tackling there, solid stuff. All fair. McStay. Offside. Nice enough ball by Paul McStay to Mark McGee. McStay's influence in this game, of course, could be enormous. He's a highly talented player, and one just feels over the last season and a half, there's been a restraint about him that he didn't have when he started off with Celtic, Jim.
I think beyond any shadow of doubt, the problem with Paul McStay, if there is a problem, is that we're far too many games for players to play. I think it's ludicrous the amount of games that we play. These players, like Paul McStay, will play at least 60 games per season, and that's okay for the odd season, but I would be certain that Paul's played around 60 games a season, every season since he's come into Celtic first team.
High one again. Falling loose. Aiken. Straight through to Woods. Woods was well out of his goal as that ball was floated towards his penalty area. High up and under. McLeod. Well, that was a good tackle by McMinn. More a defender's tackle on the defender. McLeod, who will play his heart out, of course, for his club. Mistake there by Monroe. That's McGee. There's the header, and Woods decides he wants to hold the ball. I think that was going fast in any case. Certainly the Rangers goalkeeper has looked in the mood today, very sharp. And he decided that header by McClare was not going to go over the line anyway. Grant. Shepherd. Durant. McStay. Grant trying to find the opening and labouring it. McLeod was telling him he was in the free, but sometimes players don't have eyes in the back of their heads. They ought to. No, Ricky's won by Mo Johnson. Well, I suppose in the international, for example, Jim, in Dublin, the Scottish strikers were criticised, but they didn't get very much service, it seemed to me. But he's not had all that much service in this game so far.
Even Andy Gray, who scored quite a few goals for us, needed to get the crosses, and I think that the service that the strikers are getting in the modern game it's extremely difficult for players to continually score goals, and it's almost impossible if you're not getting good service.
And that wasn't good service there. Goalkeeper's ball all the way. Nicely set up too. There were Celtic players charging in on that. It was just too long. Durant. Coist. Easily touched back. Aiken. Terry Butcher trying to organise the line for his defence. He was just out of picture there, but there he is. Alan McInally didn't quite get that one. Long and hard, and again an easy one to be mopped up. Well, Terry Butcher's normally very good with that left foot of his. Accuracy of passing. Ferguson. Coist. There's McCoist. Derek Ferguson, and that was too obvious. Picked up by Tony Shepherd. And a bad ball by Shepherd. Yeah, more and more, Jim, a breakable ball here could decide this game. It's one of these factors, isn't it? A little bit of bad luck for one or the other.
I think that's obviously always very important.
Aiken screaming at somebody there. I think it was Peter Grant, I think, trying to get away from a marker. Nobody was coming towards Aiken. There's Butcher stabbing it well, and Aiken has that covered. Ten minutes to half time. Still no scoring. Little bit of a shove there, yes. And there's been an air of disbelief amongst some of the players at some of the decisions, and I can't quite understand why. I think the referee hasn't put a foot wrong yet. I think he's let one or two things go that he shouldn't have. Paul McStay trying to bust through, and I think offside.
Was offside.
Yes, it was offside. Little bit of an argument there with the linesman, but as it was pushed through, there was Johnson as the ball had been put through to him. Aiken, tower of strength again. Coist, just a little bit too cute with that. Easily read by White, who's, as I said, been quite outstanding for Celtic. Youngster with all the bearing of a man of great experience. It's a useful combination. Fraser, yes, Cooper. Well, a lot of the players finding it difficult to keep their feet, a lot of them slipping. Martin McLeod, now Shepherd. That's a useful ball, finding McGee. And the way down, and there is a shot. Paul McStay, no weight behind it. I think he might have been slightly surprised that he got that. He was just looking a bit static as the ball broke down towards him. Yeah, well, it was obviously put to him by the Rangers player. They have surprised him. Free kick. And Ted McMinn looks in that crumpled heap there as if he's really in some pain. He recovered, as you probably know, from a fractured foot injury, and well, he's recovered quickly enough there. The Tin Man, they call him, for obvious reasons. Oh, bad ball by Fraser Ferguson. And offside given, I think, yes. I make it about 7 minutes to half time. Blue line is up again. That's Monroe. Twice. Ball had gone over, I think. Challenging for the ball. I think disputing whose throw it was. Determined look about Roy Aitken, and
he looks to be having a quiet word with the referee, and he's silly after being booked.
Always dangerous, dissent of any kind. Hooked away by Ali Dawson. Aitken. Here's Durant. Aitken should have that covered, but it's a slack ball. Now Cooper. Oh, great tackle by White. Quite outstanding for Celtic.
That's 2 interceptions that Derek White have made in the game so far, and both of them absolutely magnificent.
It's gone wide and there's nobody going for it for Rangers. Picked up by Mudder McLeod.